Hey there troops, it's me TheTacticalBrit, and today I want to talk to you guys about something that I think is very important, and that is audio and gaming, and ultimately the biggest killer and the biggest game changer in Battlefield, or any competitive or FPS environment. Now this video today is brought to you by the guys over at Logitech, and this is the G935 wireless 7.1 surround headset that they sent out to me. Now, this video is going to work in two parts today. Number one, I'm going to explain why this headset is important and how it works, what it does to give you guys superior sound quality in order to make better decisions in game and be a better player. And number two, I'm sitting here playing Battlefield, and I want you guys to actually just visually and audibly listen to me and see the decisions I'm making based on the audio I'm hearing. So I'm going to say what I'm hearing and explain stuff on screen to really give you guys a good run-of-the-mill as to what's going on and whether or not this headset would be a good investment for you. So, a quick rundown of the headset. This is the Logitech G935. It's a 7.1 virtual surround sound headset, which will I explain the technicalities of later. It is a wireless headset, so I have the USB dongle working in the side here on the PC, and it works on more or less any platform. It works on the Switch, the PlayStation, the Xbox, the PC. It's got a 3.5mm jack if you want to use it on your phone for mobile gaming, or even connect it however you please, USB, everything in between. And it has about a 12-hour battery life on a full charge, which I consider to be pretty good. Now, how this headset works is that it uses two 50mm drivers. It also has a little pop-out headphone. I'll actually display this. It just slides down from the top of the cuff, which is actually really useful. So if you want a good sound whilst talking to your friends, that's there too. Hands-free, not in your way, has good audio, and sounds pretty good. I'd say it's around about an average to good sounding microphone. But the most important part here is the two 50mm drivers. Now, in the Logitech software, which should hopefully display on screen now, what you'll see is that the headset uses a process called virtualization, and virtualization is trickery. Effectively, these are two stereo 50mm drivers like you'd get in most stereo headsets, except some of them will use smaller ones. But what it does is that it uses virtualization, which is the changing of audio in the headset in order to give you positional audio. So it will either delay sounds or increase the sound of them in terms of volume in order to give you guys a really good understanding of what's happening in game. You'll be able to hear everything that's going on because a gunshot that happens right to the left of me from this sniper is going to be louder than those machine guns far in the distance over at B, and that will create the positional audio. For example, I know this geezer just fired off what is a semi-automatic rifle purely because of the sound, but it was very close as well. It was right next to me. And through that, you're able to get a 7.1 feeling. You'll be able to get positional audio, and this becomes very potent in games like Rainbow Six, Battlefield, Call of Duty, or any FPS environment in particular, is where this thing really comes into its own. Now, this is a 135-pound headset at the time of making this video. It also has a wired brother, the G635, which actually recently was on sale for as low as £44. But it typically ends to retail around the 70 to 80 mark. So if you're looking for something wireless or if you're looking for a good headset, as somebody who's used this for a week now, I highly recommend these. Now, without further ado, let me dive into the game and actually explain what it is that I'm doing that makes me make certain decisions, how this works for me, and what bonuses I'm gaining from it. So, I've decided to flash forward here and spruce things up a little. In order to really get an understanding of what's going on, I've decided to turn off the HUD in the game and use only my audio as best as I can and very limited visual elements in order to explain what it is that's happening. All I need to do is remember that I'm German. It's a friendly bike moving. Vehicle in front of me. There's a friendly German car. So nothing to be worried about. If I had my mini-map, I'd be able to connect the two and know where my threats are coming from. I just heard an English call out off to my left there.
Objective Dora is now ours, soldiers.
Some SMG fire. Somebody's just used the bazooka. Semi-automatic rifle, some grenades. Somebody off to my left.
You need to return to the combat zone.
It's definitely not friendly. Big boy bomber. I could just hear him. The bomber drowned out most of the audio, but just to the left, he started pattering by. Enemy over here. You could tell because my friendly ran in there and immediately got shot. It's honestly the biggest issue I have with bombers is not what they do, it's just how much sound they soak up in the process.
Keep at them. We are winning this.
Okay, I've got a friendly dead. It's a friendly. I'm gonna run into the town here. Enemy, it's British people, I could tell. Wheeled vehicle, plus like I heard an English call out there. I think he's somewhere just ahead of me, there we go. I think my teammate died, yep, he did. So even with no HUD. Okay, local enemy with what sounds like an assault rifle to my right. Somebody on the MG, there's definitely another person here. Definitely. That one was a sniper. There's still another person here, I'm sure of it. And that would be him. And there's another one. Oh, we got into a little bit of a clusterfuck there, but again, really great examples there of how this is helping me. I heard that my teammate died. I heard where the assault rifle came from. I heard that the second person I killed, based on what I saw and heard, was not the person that I wanted. And with the third person, so I could tell there was more people on the objective. None of this with a HUD. I have 0 HUD available on screen, and I'm still discernibly able to make these differences and make these decisions about how I'm approaching people in game and my awareness on objectives. Because it could have been very easy for me to take out that guy on the car and just switch off and pretend nobody else was there, but that simply wasn't true. There were still more people there that I was audibly able to hear and discern based on the guns, where they were firing from, where I could approximate my teammates from, and again, really just positive examples of why this is such a difference maker. I don't even need the HUD to tell you what's happening in front of me. Right, there are some enemies ahead of me. I heard an echo ring out from a building. It's either an enemy or a friendly. It's hard to really differentiate without a HUD. That was probably what I heard. It sounded like a rifle for sure. I didn't know he was there though. Gotta listen, somebody's pushing this building. Somebody knew I was there for sure. That's a friendly flare based on where that guy was running. That was the geezer. Someone to my right. Yep, someone to my right. It's a high-powered rifle, so I'm going to guess that he's a little bit... I was literally just about to say it's a high-powered rifle, so I'm going to guess that he might go around instead of entering the urban area. But yeah, again, like, I don't need the HUD. I'm hearing what's going on, and for the most part here, I'd say, I think you guys would agree with me. For somebody who's not playing with a HUD right now, 15-9, it's hard to argue with. Like, I'm not playing badly at all. Like, and I'm missing what is arguably one of the most critical components of the game to understand what's happening. Like, this is mostly just an audio description of things that is going on for me. But I just think it really does amount to really good evidence for why these things are worth it. Boys AT in front of me. Germans to my right. That's a friendly German call out. There's a vehicle. That's a tracked vehicle to my left and to my right here. We've got a tank and what sounds like another tank. I'm guessing that's another tank they're engaging. Based on the number of shells being fired, at least. Okay, I'm going to back away here. That was lots of distant rifle fire closer towards where their main is, so that's just a no-go. Lots of semi-automatic guns. I basically wouldn't have had a chance in that situation. So I think what I'm actually hearing is the leftover carcass of another vehicle, as opposed to another tank, based on the sound of, like, just movement of what sounds like metal. There's a boys AT still somewhere over there. So I'm going to close this down here by approaching this building. Alright, we've got local enemies. Local enemies. Very local. Oh, his friend spawned on him. That's... What? That's a shotgun? That's just not rice, dice. That's just not okay, is it? Right, I'm going to try and stay alive. Hopefully this... Oh, you a medic lad? Oh, what a hero. Right, that rifle and SMG fire is getting closer. So I'm actually going to pull off this objective. But yeah, I think that's about it for today's video, folks. I think, you know, the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. I think I managed to get you guys some really good audio-visual examples of what I was able to hear. And again, key points here. I can tell the differences between terrain. I can tell elevation if people are above or below me. I can tell if they're rushing me and distances. I can tell vehicles. All of these precise key things that are necessary in order to play a game well, in my opinion, and in order to make really good decisions based on the loadouts you're using, where you're going, what you're doing. I get lots of questions about my high performances in Battlefield, and I get lots of questions about Squad, Siege, PUBG, everything in between, and all of it's because of this. I'd say, you know, 60% of it is my aiming accuracy and skill, but the other 40% is purely my audio visual, and most of it's audio, because visual you can always see what's happening in front of you, but audio you really need that extra layer and jump in order to understand and make good decisions about what's happening in front of you. So troops, that's it from me today, TheTacticalBrit. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. Feel free to check out this headset in the description below. I'll also leave a link to its wired brother, the G635. The main difference is literally the fact that it's wired. It's more or less a very similar headset and tends to be quite a lot cheaper. This is around about £130, which I would say is a great price point for a 7.1 headset, which is wireless and lasts pretty long. I game pretty heavily and I very rarely have to charge this. But yeah, I think that's it from me today, TheTacticalBrit. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.